Hello, dear friends. Thank you for joining me again. I want to continue my testimony of how God totally transformed my life from a very unstable, screaming, complaining wife, mother to this calm, peaceful person that I am, and just enjoying this time with my family. And it was such a stressful period of my time that when I look back, although I didn't even know that I was doing that, that's the problem. My family would tell me something, and that will just turn into big fights because I didn't see myself in those days that I was doing anything wrong, because I thought that I was sacrificing so much as a mother, as a wife, that I was staying home. I didn't go to work. And so I felt like I deserved the appreciation and whatever it is that I thought that I deserved. I was responding everything out of that pride of staying home and homeschooling. As a wife, I prepared food for the family, of course, washing, cleaning, everything, that I would keep this beautiful house just like it's so funny how I was such a, looking back, was such a perfectionist, where my house was just had to be just so clean. Everything had to be proper, and food had to be cooked 3 meals a day, and just one of those person that I thought that as a person that's married and a mother, that I had to be perfect in housekeeping and cooking. And so that I credited myself in such a false way, where it just was not a healthy situation for my family. But thank God, I'm not that person anymore. God changed me so much that I just, I don't even know where to begin when I look back. And now my life is so different, and I'm so stress free. Stress is not something that I experience today. Thank God. And I know you all out there, I can just feel the smoke of life when I think about those days, and some of you might be facing today. And I just want to say there's hope. But this is the hard thing that you have to accept. If you're willing, you can live this life that I have. It's not that I'm so wealthy and rich and I have this and that. No, I'm not talking about that part of it. Yes, God has blessed me tremendously. I live a very blessed life, but that's not it. I'm talking about personal, internal peace that I have. The internal, not judgmental. When I was such a judgmental, fearful, everything was operated in fear, and I judged everything, people around me, everybody was bad, and I was the only person that was perfect. That's who I was. And I didn't even know that I was doing that until God delivered me, moved me out of that situation. And now I look back and say, wow, I might have been a terrible person to be around. But the thing is, though, people around me thought that I was such an amazing wife and a mother, except my family. This is one thing that really changed my life, is that no matter what I did, I led the women's meeting and conferences and all this stuff. I wrote a book and speaking appointments and all that stuff, but my family was not impressed with me. And that used to bother me. I said, the only people that I love were not impressed with what I was doing. And I'm getting praise from all these different people, but my family was not impressed. Why? Because I was living this double life. And I give you a little example of how my son was 4 years old and shamed me, how I acted on the phone and then with him. And everything that we went through as a family, I blame myself. They might say, "Oh no, you're not the only person." We respond, but I created it. I created those things, and then they had to respond to my. I'll give you one example. Whenever we would have company, we live in a tiny little house, but it was so cute, and we uh, remodel and just made it this cutest place. But whenever we would have people over, I would repaint the whole place. Yeah, you might think, oh, that's crazy. Yes, the cabinets and everything else was repainted before we would have any company over, and then the house had to be immaculate. It just had to be spotless. And in the process of preparing for guests, I would have already made a huge, I would say, chaotic situation with my family, with my husband, with my son, to order them around, what to do, how to do, da da da. I mean, I was just screaming. And by the time the guests arrived, of course, my family, my husband and my son, they were not excited because I've already drove them to craziness, because I was wanting the place to be perfect. I wouldn't even allow them to walk on the floor and all this stuff. I know, I did it. And I tell you, it was awful. And then I have a little allergy, so I'm sniffling. Yeah, I mean, it just keep falling. Sorry. So anyway, back to the story. That's one of my examples of how horrible I was. And now, today, I just look back and I say, wow, I must have been horrible to live with. And we survived, though. Thank God we survived. And of course, the relationship was not, it took a while, I'll say it. It took a while for us to be able to talk and as a family and come together, and seeing that I was not only, mentally, but a lot of those things that I did was because I didn't take care of my health. And so I'm doing this to help you out there, mother, wife itself, without even working outside the home. You have tremendous challenge to face every single day. And on top of that, if your health is not where it needs to be, I tell you, that's where you can go wrong in so many areas. And so I'm helping you today to first stop and see where you are and health-wise. Maybe you're just a grumpy person. I don't know. I'm just saying. But mine was, once I started taking care of my health, balancing my hormone, I could see, I could feel. I was not full of stress and anxiety. I would have panic attack. I would put it on myself to have a panic attack. I believe, I don't know, but maybe I was trying to make my husband feel sorry for me. I don't know why I would create such chaos in there, havoc, just horrible. And now I look back, I say, my goodness, I did all that. I was destroying my family, friends. You have good intention, just like I had good intention. Homeschooling, preventing my son from having bad influences, but my influence at home was horrible. So you might have good intention, but you might be destroying your family's, your children's and your husband's relationship with your husband. So you might as well just go to work. But I tell you, the number one thing that you have to look is, instead of looking outside of you, looking inside. If you want to change the surrounding, the circumstances around you, first check yourself. And that's the toughest thing. I believe that's very hard because we see others as the enemy, not us. We are our worst enemies. And we want to do things for other people, but we have to take care of self first, our family, and the people around us. So I hope this is helping you, because people, whenever I would speak in a group with like a ladies meeting or something, they always come up and say, wow, you were talking about me, and I'm living that life right now. And so I just believe that I'm helping you out there. And if I do, please let me know, and I'll be praying for you. Please send prayer requests too. We pray. We have a group of ladies that pray together, and my sisters are my prayer partner in India. So we're going to pray for you, because there's hope for you, dear friend, out there. If you're facing the challenges that I'm sharing with you about, you have help, and there is hope. There's a future for you and your family. So please support, subscribe, and take the step to change today, so tomorrow you will live that beautiful life that you always dreamed of. This is one article that I read one day, and this is my life, but I was not living this life. This is what it says: all of our lives should be measured by how much you contribute to better someone else's life. This is the reason why I'm doing this, because I want to contribute to your good life, to live that life that God has called you to live. And together, by working together, changing our lives for better, we will take as many people as we can to heaven. So please subscribe, support, and write to me. And also, I want to see you next time, so join me. Thank you so much, my friend. I hope you're learning something from this channel. Tell your story with Mrs. Zwar. Thank you, dear friends. Bye-bye.